Only Up, the most frustrating game I have ever played. When I first started this, I was having fun. So far it wasn't going too badly, and that made me confident. I don't think this will take me that long, like, at all. It may be like, okay. Maybe like a couple hours, I'll be done. But then I saw my first small hurdle. Why did this very easy jump make me worried? It's because I turned into a full-on game journalist. I didn't realize I could sprint for like the first hour and a half of this game, despite it literally telling you the controls when you start the game. So I just made it harder for myself for no reason. Now at this point you probably would have seen some people using beds and skipping these sections. Not me, because I didn't know about them at this point. So because I didn't realize I could sprint yet, please. It's not too bad. Could have been a lot worse, right? So I came up with my own way to get across it once I got back. Now if there's one thing you gotta give me credit for through my stupidity, it's my creativity here. However, I came across my first real blockade when I was forced to sprint. I can't jump to that, so like where am I actually going? 3, 2, 1. This caused my canon event to realize how dumb I was, but this was when I came across my first bed. Where am I going?
You picked the wrong house.
No, oh my god, no way. Now that was a bad first experience, so me and beds weren't in the best relationship at this point. Despite me trying to land on the roof of a house, it took me falling off this truck 3 times for me to finally test if I could sprint or not. Can I run? Oh, I can run! Oh my god. This whole time I thought this was his running speed. So I was just being stupid at the end of the day. Okay, great. Good to know. This changes the whole game for me. But then I thought, I found a part where I could skip a section, which I actually could since I've seen people do it now. But of course, I would never think of doing something like that myself unless I had seen it beforehand. But then I got back to the trucks, and I was ready to test my newfound power. There we go, so much easier, oh my god. Now I had finally made it to the next section where I get flashbanged. Oh my god, I cannot see anything. One thing you'll notice is that I always take the direct route. I'm not out here looking for beds at this point. I was doing fairly well so far. It's my game. And I've fallen, okay. Now that wasn't too bad, I just had to get back. No. Oh. Please. Oh my god. Please. Something. Anything. Please. Oh my. This was where it slowly started to creep in just how frustrating this game would be. This portion of the game wasn't too bad though in the grand scheme of things. Then we made it to Asgard. Well, for a brief period. Trying to find out where you're going. Like that. So here comes my second attempt at staying in Asgard, where I came across the bones. One of the most terrifying parts of the game. Oh nah. Oh. It's gonna take a while. It's so long, and I did not trust this game enough to move fast, because I feel like I'll just randomly slip off if I did that. Now here comes the time where I'm using my remaining 2 brain cells to figure out how to get up here. No. The worst possible place I could have landed at, because there was literally no way to get around it. At this point, my emotions were slowly starting to leave my body, so after losing some of my sanity and getting back to where I was ready. This time actually going the right way. I did not want to fall down again after spending so much time trying to get back here. It didn't make it any better when I saw how small some of these objects were getting. Then comes this ancient weapon of an obstacle. People that have seen or played this game themselves will know this part is extremely easy since you can just go around the side. Not me. Instead of trying to find out if I can go around the side, I decided to just try to go across the middle because I thought there would be an invisible wall stopping you from doing that. probably the hardest part of the game, and I didn't even have to do it. Hold on. I can land it. Thankfully, I didn't fall down even lower this time, and I was able to give it a second attempt fairly quickly. It moved me, oh my god, And even though I was fearing for my life while doing this, I managed to just about finish it. After this section it wasn't too difficult since it was pretty forgiving in what was below you. I was terrified regardless, because one bad landing and I was sliding all the way back to the favelas. Dude. Slipping at all in this game makes your heart drop and rethink your life decisions. So even though I spent more time here than I should have, it wasn't too bad, and I had made it to the next section of the game. Now this felt endgame. Everything above me felt within reach, but now we were in the ice. First time around it didn't go so well, but I was able to run it back pretty quickly. This ice section as a whole wasn't too bad since I had the platform below me. The only part where I felt scared of falling was this part right here, because I knew if I fell, there was nothing below me. When you know that, you're either gonna doubt your movements and make a mistake, or be confident and land all your jumps correctly, which I was able to do thankfully. I had finally made it to the plane I could see all the way from the bottom, so this was monumental for me. Now I made it to the helicopter and I was at the penultimate section before I was done. This was probably the scariest part of the game because 1, I'm so close to the end, but that made me even more afraid of falling, so that could make an easy mistake for me. And 2, the obstacles you need to get over are so unforgiving because you're just above pretty much nothing. As you can see, I'm concentrating extremely hard on these jumps, but it's more so on the bridge part where I'm just thinking about nothing else except the game in front of me.
Help!
Get back on. What are you doing? I was in my flow state and no words were said, but if you've seen anyone else play this game before, you know exactly what I'm about to do here.
Prank him, John.
Why did you do that? Okay. This part here. It's okay. It's okay, it could have been a lot worse. All I needed to do was get back. How hard could that be? At this point here, I wanted to quit so badly, but I knew how close I was at one point, so I knew I was capable of beating it. I didn't want to restart it and do it all over again, so I just had to keep going. But I was slowly going insane. I managed to make it this time. Then I was finally about to reach the top. The game really made me think I had to do way more. Wait, what? But once I went through this pipe, I knew I was in the final section of the game.
Run to the finish line. Keep up your hopes, and if you will be.
When I tell you I was stressed, that's not enough to explain how terrified I was. Please, we're so close. We're so close. Oh, wait, hold on. Land. Land. Why? Stop. This hurt me so much. I don't know if I malfunctioned while I was pressing the keys or what. Even though the fall could have been worse, the fact I was so close to beating it is what made me frustrated. Remember how I said this was the scariest part of the game because there's nothing below you? To make it even worse, once I was trying to get back up, the game itself was trying to stop me. But I managed to fix that by just waiting a bit, and I was at my limit now, and I just wanted to beat it. I was once again back at my favourite part of the game. Would I fall, or would I finally get back to where I was? That right there was the rage of I want to break something, but I don't want to pay for a new one. My past challenges were tiresome, but this was not only tiresome, but it was also frustrating. I had reached my limit and there was no way I was attempting it again after falling all the way down. Then came day 2, and I was set on beating it today no matter how much I fell. How you know I was not only a broken man from this game, but I was also ready to get over with the fact that I barely gave any reaction and got right back to it. Even after falling down again and again and again, even when I couldn't move my character for whatever reason, I wasn't ready to quit this time. Then I had finally made it back to the top once again. Thankfully, it didn't take me too long to get back up here a third time. I barely said a word in this last section. I couldn't break this concentration I was in right now. I'd like you to imagine what it felt like when I saw this dragon flying straight towards me, because I thought for sure it was about to hit me down. Luckily though, I managed to get through this section. After all the stress I went through, I was in the Holy Land. I just had a bit more to get through, but I finally made it to the finish line.
I actually did it. Oh my god. Finally. I actually can't believe I did it.
Easily the most frustrating game I have ever played, and I didn't think a game could give me depression until now. The feeling I got when beating this game wasn't even excitement, it was relief. I could finally stop playing. I usually say I would never do this type of challenge again, but I already know if another rage game like this comes out, I'm just gonna put myself through that hell just for you guys, because apparently I like to suffer for whatever reason. That feeling of beating this game was unmatched.